Welcome everyone to a Reject Geekout here, and today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming. If you're new to the channel and don't know what a Geekout is, simply enough, let me explain. A Geekout's where we come in here and talk about anything geeky, anything nerdy, anything from the kingdoms of each. We talk about comic books, TV shows, movies, comic TV shows, movies, we talk about anything geeky, anything nerdy, basically. We go in here, we review it for you guys. So if you have any suggestions, put them down below in the comments. Also, before we get this video started, tell me down below in the comments, what did you think of Spider-Man Homecoming? And with that, let's get started. So, with Spider-Man Homecoming, I came in with a little bit of apprehension for it. I'm a little bit worried about what Marvel will be doing, because they seem to be running out of some of their big name characters. Yet, with them gaining the title of Spider-Man, I was interested on what they would do, because Spider-Man to Marvel is basically, they're Batman and Superman all mixed into one. You can go up to anyone on the street and tell them this, hey, do you know Spider-Man's origin? And they would promptly reply with, yes I do. His uncle was shot, he was bit by a radioactive spider, and he gained the powers of Spider-Man. They'll tell you in some form or fashion the origin, because Spider-Man is basically that iconic. He actually sells more than Batman and Superman on their own perspective publications. Well, not their comics, but more of items and such like that. So with them gaining it, I want to see what they did. I did hear that they were going to bring Peter Parker back down to the age of high school, which I thought was a drawback for the character. We have seen him in high school, we have seen him sort of in college, and I really want to see Spider-Man advance more into his adult life. Yet, where they put him in here, and the way they told the story was simply amazing. They put him at a crossroads where Peter thinks he knows everything, where everyone's at. You're that age, you think life's all ahead of you, you got everything planned out, and yet you find out, no it's not, and life has a different plan. Well, with that one there, I would have to say this. The way the story plays out is real great because it has two main ideas. First off is a coming of age story for Peter, him learning his place in the world right now and learning that he still needs to know more, that he doesn't know anything really, and also the ideas of versing of the old and the new, the young and the old, basically, between the Vulture and Peter. Simply enough, seeing Peter being this strapping young lad who thinks that the world is open and the world is good. While we have guys like the Vulture who've lived through it all and seen the worst of men and decide, I'm going to be in it for me and my family. I don't care about the big wigs, I don't care about anyone else, only myself. And it's amazing to see the story play out and how it goes. I really love the dynamics between the two, and also the way that their color palette is actually explored. I looked more into it, and actually, yes, because I got the Spider-Man Homecoming DVD, this is where I watched it from, they bumped up the color of Spider-Man's suit, made it brighter, made the reds and blues pop out more, while for the Vulture they made the green and purple pop out more between the dark contrast of the background. Which is actually a great thing to see. And the Vulture suit, I would say this, compared to the comics, this is the big upgrade. With the suit being more menacing, having the eyes being green, and actually showing this monstrous figure that demands attention from you every moment he's on screen. And the actor who plays him really seems like a nice guy. This is why I always say, don't trust the happy ones. The ones that are real happy, something's going to go wrong. When they break, or something's already going on. They already broke. And that's what we get this character. Between the two, I really like how it goes. What I mean by Spider-Man thinking he knows everything, he talks to Tony and thinks he should be a full Avenger now. While Tony's more like, you're on the training wheels. You're on your path to it. You still got a lot to learn. And that's the thing. Tony Stark in this film really shows how much his character has grown since the beginning of the MCU to right now. With him being a mentor figure to actual Peter Parker, and sort of trying to tell him what he learned, trying to teach him everything Tony learned through Iron Man 1 through Iron Man 3, showing him that Spider-Man's not the suit. You are Spider-Man. Anyone can wear the suit, but that doesn't mean they're Spider-Man. When you show up and you do the actions, you're Spider-Man. And he tries teaching him all the way through this film. try showing him what goes on. And the moment he has to do hard love, like taking away everything, giving up on Peter, is the moment that Peter fully realizes he's Spider-Man. And this is his "with great power comes great responsibility" motif. We always see this in the first Spider-Man films, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2000's 1, where Uncle Ben dies, and with great power comes great responsibility, and then the hero, then he becomes Spider-Man. Miraculously, with that phrase, he becomes Spider-Man. This film fully focuses on there, and he doesn't fully become Spider-Man, this great hero, until the third act. Before that, we'll see Peter, but he messes up a lot. And if they go into Spider-Man 2 and bring in J. Jonah Jameson, like I've heard, which is rumored, I really would be interested and really would understand Jameson when he says Spider-Man is a menace. Because when he got a guy away from a stolen bike, he's there, puts a note on it, okay, there's your bike, take it back. If this isn't your bike, don't steal it, which is a funny note to see from him. Him taking down bank robbers, but they have some high-tech sci-fi stuff, so they actually destroy a building. Seeing all the stuff he does, and showing that this is Spider-Man's beginning, it doesn't really matter. He's gonna mess up. This is a way to actually tell a first time on the job story. And I loved seeing this from Peter. And also DC takes some notes on this. It's when you relaunch the DCEU, and if you start out with Superman again, this is how you do the first day one. Well, that's the great thing about this character, and seeing Spider-Man grow. And throughout this film, we see a big change in him on what he's learned. And even the side characters are great to see. Liz Allen is pretty interesting, yet sort of typical, while his friend, who I keep forgetting the name, but I'm going to call him by his comic book name, Gunk, is great. I loved every time that guy was on scene. Him teaming up with Spider-Man, knowing Spider-Man's identity, was a great bonding point between the two characters. And the way he acted with Peter was amazing to see. Showing Peter with some friends, showing Peter actually being more of a kid. Aunt May, I know a lot of people made jokes in the beginning that, oh, May is bae. Why the heck is that such a young lady doing it? But the way she acted, the way she portrayed it, she was old enough to be sort of Peter's mom, which Aunt May technically is Peter's mom. No matter what you say, she's raised him for so long. That's his mom. He may have a mother, but Aunt May will always be Peter's mom. That's how I see it. She has the mothering instincts to her, and not like how most of the comic book movies for Spider-Man go, which is Aunt May is grandma, sort of acting like that. Oh, here you go, sweetie, some cookies for you. And then giving off some words of advice maybe once or twice throughout the whole, set of movies. And this one actually was interesting to see. Her worries for Peter, what's going on with him, the big changes that are happening, and her seeming more like a mother character than the grandma character we see a lot. And yeah, it's great to see these characters. And even the Vulture himself was an interesting character to see. Seeing how in the beginning of the film, after the Avengers, took down, the Avengers film #1 when the Chitauri happened, he was hired by New York to clean up all this wreckage, everything that was going on. He was hired by New York to clean that up. Well, what happened was this. The cleanup crew happened, which is Tony Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of teamed up together to create this thing to clean up any messes that have happened because of the Avengers. This guy was down on his luck because he lost everything. He spent all his money for his family, thinking that this was going to be the shot he had, and he just lost it. He can't afford to help them out. He can't really do anything else because he hired all these guys. He bought all these trucks to haul the stuff out of there, and yet he just can't do it anymore. Seeing this character as a blue-collar worker, and then realizing that, you know what, I'm not going to care about these guys anymore, was amazing. And this quick change, yet amazing change we see, I actually love to see more of this film. Like I said, he demands attention. Even when he's not Vulture, he's somewhat menacing. And I love this about the story, on how it puts both sides to it. And altogether, for any superhero fan, this film is a must-have. You must have this if you're a superhero fan. I don't care if you're DC, I don't care if you're Marvel. If you love a good story, you love a good superhero story, a coming-of-age story, this is the one to have. It's a great film to watch for everyone, and it's an amazing lesson for anyone of that age. I would say this, the Easter eggs they do have there and the cameos are funny, and there's even one full scene that is a crucial part of the story where Peter has lost everything and he's back to the proto suit and had to make the choice. Should he be Spider-Man or Peter Parker? Is actually a full shot-for-shot scene of a comic book panel, which I'll put on the screen now. And, well, yeah, guys. Also, another thing I would say, this is a Spider-Man flick that focuses on Peter Parker. Probably 75% of this film is Peter Parker. And I'm not talking about Spider-Man taking off his mask. I gotta be strong! It's Peter Parker. Showing his choices, showing what's going on, showing the man behind the mask, which I fully love. I'm so sorry, but I was tired of Amazing Spider-Man, early 2000 Spider-Man, of, first film may show some of Peter Parker, but it doesn't explain who Peter Parker is. Like, oh, he's a nerd, he's a klutz, that's it. This one is the Peter Parker who may make a choice, may go bad, may go okay, but usually is down on his luck because he has to be Spider-Man. And that's what I loved about this film. It finally showed Spider-Man as Spider-Man, showed Peter Parker as Spider-Man. And guys, like I said earlier, this is a must-have for any comic book fan. So make sure, if you want to help out this channel, click like and share this with your friends. Best way to help out. And also, another tip for you guys, if you like what you see, you want to see more, we have playlists. There should be one that's recommended for you from my channel from YouTube right here, a playlist of other Geekouts. And we do these every Tuesday, so if you really want to see more, subscribe. We'll do new videos, and if you have any requests, put them down below in the comments. So guys, that'll be it for now. Keep calm and geek on, and I'll see you here next time.